We want to welcome everyone to our video today in discussion around competency-based learning. And really, what is that? As you all know, or may not know, our state is engaged in some really exciting work under the group or the umbrella of the Success Ready Student Network. And so we have two levels of schools engaging in this work. We have our system design zone districts, who are innovative districts that are going to be piloting some of the elements of redesigning and recreating an assessment center system for Missouri. And we have then a second tier of schools called the ILDZ, who are learning more about competency-based learning. So our purpose for today is to help the broader population of educators and parents and community members to better understand just what is competency-based personalized learning. So with us today, we have three experts to help us to unpack the answer to that question. We have Jeanette Westfall, and she's an assistant superintendent over in Liberty. We have Deanna Sheets, who's from Branson as a curriculum director, and we have Tina Plummer, who's with us from Pattonville as an assistant superintendent as well. So with that, I'm going to turn to Tina Plummer to first describe from her perspective what just exactly is this notion of competency-based personalized learning. Tina?
Thanks, Pam. So when I think about competency-based personalized learning, I have to start with the why. Why do we want competency-based personalized learning in our district? And for us, it was a thought of that we had a vision that we wanted students to be unconstrained by time, place, structure in order to meet their learning needs. So the competencies are there to support that. And it's a consistent list of learner progressions that are developed, aligned to the state standards, that allow us to work individually with students. And it's not a one-size-fits-all like traditional grading. So it allows us to better meet individual needs of students and to give them supports on their level at any time in any content area.
Thank you, Tina. So that's a nice overview of some of the big picture items related to competency-based learning. So I would like to transition to Jeanette Westfall. What would you add to that understanding of competency-based learning? What is it to you?
I think for me, competency-based learning, the focus has been on two levels: the systems level that I think that Tina explained so well. But I also think it's that really close focus on the classroom work where we start to bring clarity to the learning. So we've been very good in our state of looking at the teaching side of the equation, where we know what our standards look like and we understand what grade levels they are to be attended to. But when we start moving it to the learning side of the equation, we really start talking about the clarity of what is to be learned. And so as we start looking at how do we measure that, it's having students understand where am I going in my learning, and how am I doing as a result of where I'm going, and then what do I do next that builds that learner agency component that I think is something we always ask for, but we don't necessarily know as a classroom teacher how to achieve in respect to mastery. We know what we want to teach, but we really want to start focusing on that learning aspect, knowing where every child is in that pathway, and that the pathway, like I said, that Tina described was so clear.
Jeanette, can you go a little deeper in your understanding? Because you've given us some really good information from the perspective of a student and even a teacher. What about a parent? Why would they be interested or find competency-based learning a valuable tool or process for their student or for themselves as a parent?
I think for us in Liberty, we work with our parents very closely about their ability to understand where their child is in his or her learning. And the reason that is something that we have to work on with parents is oftentimes parents are mostly concerned with if a student is completing work. And so in a competency-based learning system, we are hoping that our parents understand that it's not just the completion of tasks that's really critical for learning, but it's the student understanding it and being able to articulate what it is they know and how it is that they know the information, for example, on a surface level, how they practice with that learning in a deeper level by practicing, failing, and then achieving. And then finally, in that higher level of transfer, where they can apply what they've learned to a variety of different situations. So for them to understand that, as opposed to I've finished assignment 1, I've finished assignment 2, and I've finished assignment 3, brings clarity to the learning as opposed to just what's been taught.
Thank you. And so, Deanna, let's talk about the work that you're doing with the Branson School District. As you think about competency-based learning and you think about the work you're doing with your teachers and your parents in your district, what else would you add to help us better understand this concept, this mindset?
Well, I think just like Tina and Jeanette said, it's definitely a mindset shift to focus on the student growth and success. From a teacher's lens, I see in a competency-based learning system, the teachers know their students better than ever. Teachers can talk in a meaningful way about what the student has mastered and what they're working towards. And in the same regard, students know their own mastery level and the target or the proficiency scale that they're working towards. They know what they've already mastered. They know what they need to do next to show mastery. It's quite astounding to hear a student talk about their level of mastery on a standard and what they need to do to continue to progress.